Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Boss Labs. My name is Chuy Gutierrez, and today we're going to be talking about how I create the little waveform things that you're seeing here on the screen as I talk or have any sort of VO playback, so you have a visual representation of the waveform that gets created when I'm talking. Every time I say something, when I pause, you see nothing, and then when I start again, it picks up again, right? So we're going to talk about how we create this in Adobe After Effects, and it's really a lot simpler than you think. And I will be linking an article down below, which is where I learned how to do it. But what we're doing today, in addition to that, is I'm going to show you the settings that I found that I enjoy using, because that article kind of gives you a starting point and tells you to find what you like. And I'm going to share with you what I like and what settings I use in After Effects. So what you'll need for this is you'll need some sort of voiceover file, something you've recorded, and that's basically it, and Adobe After Effects, of course. So let's get started. We're going to jump into After Effects real quick, and we're going to click on New Composition. So we're going to keep these settings here, UHD 4K, nothing major here. We can title this if we'd like, Wave, and we're going to click OK. So all we need to do here now is import our audio. So I have some audio on my desktop from a few weeks ago when we did something, keyframes is what it says. So we have that here. So now that we're in After Effects, we have everything imported that we need to create this kind of little waveform animation of my voice. And what we're gonna do is we are going to go down here to our panel. We're gonna right click, I'm gonna click New, Solid, and we'll keep that. We can title that wave also if we like, or anything you'd like. And from there, we are going to go to our Effects and Presets panel over here on the side. And we're going to type in audio. So we should have a couple of things that pop up. Yeah. So we're going to use audio spectrum. We're going to go ahead and just drag and drop that onto our solid. And as you can see here, we have a couple of little dots on screen now. And if I click play, nothing happens. It just kind of just plays, and these things don't react because they currently aren't linked to any sort of audio. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go back to our project. We're going to go ahead and drag our audio down here. And if I play it back, maybe you'll hear it through the mic, maybe you won't.
About something that I use just about every day for editing and that I rarely talk about, and that is keyframes.
So I don't know if you could hear that, but anyways, I'm playing back the audio that is playing from this file. So currently nothing's happening. Now, since we have the effect on this solid already, we're going to go over to the effects panel for it. And up here you can see this, I don't know, this layer. It says audio layer. And we're going to click on the first option here. We're going to click on keyframe capture audio, or whatever audio you have imported, so that we're linking the solid to this audio. And as you can see on the little dots, they should maybe do something when you click on them. So now that I press play, they start moving ever so slightly. So that's not enough for us, right? We don't want to see that at the end product. It's too small. So we're going to go in there and we're going to create a custom, set of settings to make this look and react the way we want it to. So let's get started. We're going to go from the top to the bottom, and we're going to adjust the settings that I've messed with. So some of them just stay the way they were. I think one of them stays at 0, and just about everything else changes. So we're going to go with start point. At start point, I changed that over to 94. And as you can see, it's basically just moving this left-hand start point over to the side. It's going to be the same thing for the end point on the right side. We're going to do that 37, 35. Oh. And it's going to do the same thing to the right side. So we're kind of just stretching out to the edges of the screen, or almost to the edges of the screen. So from there, we're going to go over to start frequency. I keep that at 20, and end frequency, I'm around 900 or so. So we're going to go 900. Frequency bands, this one's pretty simple. It's just going to add more little dots or more little potential bands. But let's go ahead and see what's changed if I play it. So the only thing that should be changing right now is mostly just where it starts and stops. So frequency bands, we're going to go to 138 is what I like. And I'll play it back so you can see what it's changing into. So we're getting closer. Now, maximum height, I have that set to 10,450. So that's where we're going to see a huge change, right? I'm going to play back some. right? So now we're gonna do audio duration, and that one I go to 150. And let's see what that does. To me, it kind of just smooths it out a little bit. As you can see, it's not as, it kind of takes a little bit longer to open up and kind of close down when you see the little waves. So thickness, I go to 9.5. As you can see, you got a little punchy there. You can see the color a little bit more vibrant, just because those bands got a little thicker. Let me play it back. Cool. All right, and softness, I like that at 98. So let's go ahead and get a frame where we actually see something. All right, so softness, I go to 98. Now we can show you what it looks like. It's 0 softness, 100 softness. So I'm pretty much at 100. And we'll play that back. Cool. And then next is picking your colors. If you've been watching some of the content that we do here before, I tend to go for like almost like a tealish color. If you watch some of the other stuff, some of the LED lights I tend to have in my background are also similar in color. And you can select multiple colors here, but I tend to keep them both the same, just to kind of, I don't know, it's my preference. And that's pretty much it, right? That's playing, and it's looking like what you see at my end products. And all that's left after that is to export this file from After Effects. And sometimes what I like to do is I like to export it as like an alpha, because I don't want the black background always, and I want to be able to place this on top of something. So if we go to our kind of composition here, and we click Control Command M, and now we have it in the render queue. So we can kind of go in there, we can say where we want it to save. We can also adjust some settings. So under here, under video output, it says RGB, I usually do RGB plus alpha. And once that exports, it's not gonna have a background. So whatever your background in your video is, you can overlay this on top. If you want it on a black background, which I do often, it'll just be a black background behind it, but just know that it's not exporting the black part of this video. So you'll only be exporting the little waves that you've created. And that's pretty much it. If you have any comments or questions, or even if you have some settings that you liked, if you tried this out and you prefer, feel free to comment that down on the comment section down below. And yeah, hopefully this helped. And you know, it's definitely adds a cool little bit of production value to your edit, something that's a little more interactive, especially when we're doing these videos where we are screen capturing, and sometimes there is a moment where we're explaining something and nothing's happening on screen. It can get visually a little bit boring, so it's nice just to have something that's kind of reacting, that feels like it's more organic, that it's living, right? It makes the content feel a little bit more alive, at least in my opinion. So yeah, that's it for us today. If you have any comments and questions, again, just leave that in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.